Cori Close details the leadership standard shaping UCLA and Team USA despite being in the thick of a regular season. The number 4 ranked UCLA Bruins women's basketball coach, Cori Close, is taking time out of her busy schedule to make a major impact on Los Angeles's community. The reigning National Coach of the Year has partnered with Wescom Financial and ForgiveCo to support the Wescom Foundation's Wildfire Relief Initiative, which is forgiving $10 million worth of debt for individuals and families that were impacted by the wildfires in Altadena and the Pacific Palisades, which took place 1 year ago on January 7, 2025. Before her team's past 2 home games, Close has met with some of the debt relief recipients and heard their stories about how they were impacted by the wildfires, thus continuing to make her impact felt. Now for a few basketball questions. After the Penn State game, Lauren Betts was asked about her time at Team USA training camp, and she spoke very highly of Aaliyah Boston. A few days later, Aaliyah was praising Lauren during the USC game broadcast. Just hearing Aaliyah Boston speak so highly of Lauren, how do you think that impacts Lauren's development? CC, it's really interesting because I actually didn't even know Aaliyah was one of Lauren's heroes. I had the opportunity to coach Aaliyah Boston with USA Basketball, and she has an incredible heart not just as a player, but as a person. When Lauren came back from camp, I asked her what was the highlight of the whole experience. And I honestly thought she was going to say something about being the only college player invited, or that she held her own, or that the coaches told her she did well. But that's not what she said. She said it was a lunch conversation with Aaliyah Boston. She talked about how impactful that moment was and how much she looked up to her growing up. I give Aaliyah so much credit. It would have been easy for her to just say, "Let the young one fend for herself." But instead, she took the time to pour into Lauren. When I saw the clips of Aaliyah talking about Lauren at halftime, it made me smile because I know how much that meant to Lauren. It has real power. You want people at the top of their craft using their platform to reach down and help someone else. Aaliyah is living that out. And Lauren is doing the same in her own way. After that Penn State game, a little girl came up to Lauren and said, "You saved my life," because of Lauren's honesty about her mental health journey. Lauren just started crying. She was so touched. And I told her, "Lauren, you're living out what you received from Aaliyah. You're now passing it on. That's what you want sports to be about." You mentioned your Team USA coaching experience. You've coached players like Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, Sonia Citron, and now Lauren is part of that pipeline. As this group grows toward the 2028 Olympics and beyond, do you have any sense of who will emerge as leaders? Some leaders are born, and some are developed, and they don't all look the same. Paige Buchers, for example, has had charisma and influence since junior high. I've watched her grow, coached her with USA Basketball, and she has that it factor. But then you have someone like Sonia Citron, who barely says anything. Her influence comes from how she plays, how she prepares, how she competes. Pressure makes diamonds. And they have to go through pressure situations at that level to reveal who will be the leaders of the team. On our team, Kiki Rice is a lot like Sonia. She does her work quietly, but her influence is powerful. Lauren is more fiery. Paige is more expressive. Caitlin Clark, too. But you need all of it. You need complementary styles to reach everyone. My hope is that leadership won't fall to just 1 or 2 people. I hope it's shared, that everyone keeps the gold medal as the priority and shows up every day to add value. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about what happened after the Ohio State game, when you spoke about lacking media coverage. Looking back, what worries you more long-term, the lack of coverage itself, or the message it sends about what's considered worth showing up for? CC, that's a great question. I don't think I've heard it phrased that way. What worries me is that it can still happen. It reminds me we still have a long way to go.